we are. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to warm-up day 13. We're going to start standing today. All right, so find a spot where you can stand comfortably. So we'll start today with those joint circlings that we did last week. So for the wrists, you can bring your fingers together like this and begin to circle your wrists. Last time we did it like this, which you can do as well. But here's another way. And then go the other way. Hi, Jeff. And then coming to the elbows, circling the joints of the elbows. And then the other direction. You can go as many times in each direction as you like. And now coming to the shoulders, so we'll do one at a time. Going back, big sweep of the arm. And I've taken a little step forward with the opposite foot, just to get a good base. Big circle, and you can let your head and neck also follow this, which will mean that your head is getting a little movement and neck is getting a little release, perhaps. And you might even feel a bit of movement here in the torso, which is useful. And then going the other way. Keep going in this direction. I have an update pop-up I have to close so I can see. There we go. Oh, Jeff, yeah, I said just leave a comment if you're joining so I know you're here. But you did. Good, let that go. And then the other side. We'll start going to the back. If you're just joining, we're warming up the joints by circling the joints. So we've already warmed up the wrists and the elbows, and now we're waking up and loosening, opening up the shoulders, and then go the other direction. And this joint circling I actually got from a qigong practice that I do. And I find it so freeing, so simple, but so freeing for the joints. Okay, and then let that go. Feel how your arms feel now. Wrists, elbows, shoulders. We'll come down to the hips. So perhaps opening up your base a little wider and start to stir your pelvis around, circling it in one direction. Slight bend in the knees. Make sure you're breathing. And then the other way. go. We'll come down to the knees. So you can bring your feet closer together now. Feet together. Let me adjust so you can see. So now we're here at the knees. So we'll circle the knees around in one direction. And then the other way. And then you can also do opposite. And then the other way. And then come up off of that. Open your feet again. And then we'll come to the ankle joint. So circling the foot, the ankle. And then other direction. And other side. And other direction. And come up off of that. Standing back on your 2 feet. So now we'll come to the neck and the head. So we can start quite subtle here, circling the neck and head around. And then as you feel it start to loosen, you can let the neck circling get bigger. Keep those knees soft. Keep the breath coming in and out. Keep that breath flowing. And then switch directions. Ooh. And you may feel, as I do, quite tight on one side. I slept really weird the other night. And so just be really, really mindful of that. It does not have to be the Olympic championships of neck rolling. And then come up off of that. Take a moment to feel your body, feel the energy that was released from those joints. We often have so much locked into our joints, so much energy, untapped energy. And so after these 6 or 7 minutes or so of joint release, see how you feel. See if you feel more buoyant, lighter, energized. Lick your lips. Give them a smack. Blow through them. With your knees comfortably underneath you, weight evenly balanced over your 6 tripod points, ankles released, knees released, hip sockets released, shoulders released, elbows released, wrists released, neck and head released. Turn your attention now to your breath. Feel the breath coming in and out through a soft, open mouth. Maybe you can even have a sense that those joints are getting filled with air. Your ankle joints get filled with breath and they become lighter. Your knee joints get filled with breath. Your hip sockets, that breath brings a little bit more buoyancy into your hip sockets. Maybe each vertebrae of your spine gets a little pocket of air. And your shoulders get the air from your breath. Your elbows, your wrists, which are hanging, and your neck and your head. You turn your attention towards your breath. You're bringing in lightness and buoyancy, energy into your body. And keeping some attention onto your breath, rotate your elbows forward. And then those buoyant elbows are going to float up. They're just asking to float with all of that airy energy. And then your wrists float up. Your fingertips float up. A little stretch up out of one side, up out of those hip sockets, up out of the other side. One more time, up and out. A little stretch up and out of the hips, up and out. And then settle yourself back in, shoulders relaxed, arms still straight. As you let your hands drop, let a little sigh of breath fall out with it. As your wrists drop, a medium sigh of breath drops out. As your elbows and arms drop, let a large sigh of relief of breath drop out. As you let your head drop to your chest, a little sigh of breath falls out. And as you let yourself drop halfway down your spine, a medium sigh of breath drops out. And as you let yourself drop all the way down your spine, a large sigh of relief on breath falls out. Take a moment to hang here from your tailbone. Feed in a sigh of relief on breath. And let that sigh of relief on breath turn to vibration. Ha. Ha. Ha ha. Ha ha. Ha ha. Ha ha. And slowly start to come up your spine. Ha ha. Ha ha. Ha ha. Ha ha. Ha ha. Ha ha. Coming all the way up. Ha ha. Ha ha. The sound bubbles up from your middle. Ha ha. Ha ha. Ha ha. Ha ha. Let your neck loosen from side to side. Ha ha. Ha ha. Ha ha. Ha ha. Bring the neck back to center. Feed in a fountain of relief. Ha. And again. Ha. And now let that fountain of a sigh flutter through your lips. And now take that flutter, those vibrations, and swirl those vibrations from your hip socket, to your lips. And now with this thought, swirling through. And swirl the other way. And then swirl it through one of your legs. And the other way. Coming to the other leg. Other way. And then roll it through your torso. Other way. And then swirling it through the shoulder blades. Other direction. Shaking it through the shoulders, out the shoulders. And shaking it loosely through one of your arms. And the other arm. And then side to side with your head and neck. And nodding yes. And circling around. Other direction. And then shake it back into your whole body. Again. Let your lips go. Feel your lips now. Probably quite loose, quite buzzy. Ha. And sigh. See how that feels now. Hum. Does that feel freer? Does that feel looser? Does your throat feel more open, tongue feel more relaxed, maybe your lips. Hum, ma, ma, ma. Ha, ha. Ha, ha, ha. Bring your fingers now into your jaw and massage your jaw, loosening up those masseter muscles. Maybe pulling the masseter down, pulling the jaw muscles down, as if you're pulling taffy, pulling soft candy. And then let that go. Feed in a sigh up and over the roof of your mouth and shake your jaw loose. And again, we've been thinking about air in all of our joints, so think maybe there's a little bit of air in the joints of your jaw, so up in the hinge joint, so that air is helping to loosen and free the jaw. Bring your fingers up into your temples and massage the temporalis muscle. Massage the sides of your skull. Gently here. Keep thinking of those little pillows of air in the hinge joint of your jaw. And then let that go. Feet, bring your hands up. So pick something that you can see in front of you, either a spot on the wall, an object in your room, maybe you can see something outside, and let your sigh travel to what you see, let it land on what you see, and then as an afterthought, shake your jaw loose to check that your jaw is free, and I'll give you a thought with my voice, a pitch with my voice. Turn and see something else. And as you do this, check that you're not just making sound, but that you're allowing yourself to breathe in whatever it is you see. That drops into your middle, and whatever you feel about that thing you're seeing, you'll sigh back through your vibration. So it's filled with the emotional content of how you feel about that. See something else. And now let your jaw be free and sigh. Ha-ma. See how that feels. Ha-ma-ma-ma. Open your feet wide. Shift your weight now to, I'm going to my left, but you can go to either side. So shift your weight to one side, bending that knee slightly, leaning into that side with your hip, reaching up and over with that arm and clasping, I know you can't, well, I'll step back here, clasping onto that wrist, and a gentle pull of the wrist in the opposite direction as that knee bends, stretching your side ribs. That's it. And as you stretch and relax your tongue. Come up, change the grip, other side. Come back to the first side. You're going to yawn in through a yawning animal roar, through that smiling yawn. Let the breath drop down into this hip socket so it goes all the way through that stretching rib down to your hip socket lung. You'll sigh out over the roof of your mouth, and you'll stretch and relax your tongue as you stretch your side ribs. So it's going to be try that. And come up, exchange hands. Coming back to the first side. Other side. One more time on the first side. Other side. Let your arms drop, give them a little shake. One more time, and as you hear, we're shaking the middle of the tongue loose. Now we're going to come back to that first side, but this time you're going to breathe in and out on a whispered ka as you stretch into your side ribs. In on a ka, out on a ka. Come up, other side. Drop your arms, give them a little shake. See if that's giving your side ribs a little bit more space, a little more sense of width. Now, I'll show you from the side. Your tailbone will swing back. You're going to arch through your spine. When you get to your shoulder blades, the arms come out and forward like they're the wings of an eagle, great eagle, and they're holding up the world. I always think of currency for some reason. So you're going to hold up with your wings, right? The globe of the world or something. And then as you breathe in and out on a whispered ka, I'll show you from the front, let the breath come in and open up into the front ribs. A little stretch. The wings open. And now from there, your tailbone goes forward. You round your back, your wings or your arms come forward. And now you're like a bear hugging a tree. And you breathe in and out on a whispered ka into your back ribs. Drop your arms, drop over, and hang from your tailbone for a moment. Just give your spine a little release here. And loosening your tongue, come halfway up your spine.
Good. And coming all the way up as you loosen your tongue.
Take a moment if you've gotten dizzy to get your balance. Always good to open your eyes at the top. If you're keeping your eyes closed, you're more inclined, I think, to get dizzy. So now we're going to put that together with the tongue stretch. So you'll breathe in on the whispered ka, call a high on sound vibration, and stretch and relax your tongue twice. So it'll be hi. And other side. Hi. Opening to the front. Hi. And round. Breathe into the back. Hi. Drop your arms, drop over.
Loosen your tongue and come all the way up your spine.
Okay, so now we're moving into the advanced warm-up. So you'll put all those together. Side rib, front rib, back rib, and this is all breathing in on the ka and calling it high and stretching and relax your tongue. You'll drop over, you'll hang from your tailbone, and you'll loosen your tongue as you come up your spine. So I'll show you the whole thing. It'll be drop over, new breath. All right, let's try that. Here's the thought. Hi. Here we go. Hi. Drop over. Good. How'd that go? The advanced class. We'll start to the other side now. Hi. That's our thought. Drop over. All right. We'll do one more round to each side, and because maybe there's not enough, the breath. It's a big thought, really. So you might need to go a little more quickly, but mindfully as well. So side rib, front rib, back rib, drop over, come up the spine. Hi. Drop over. Last one to the other side. Hi. Drop over. Okay. All right. Take a moment. How was that? Did that go smoothly? Was that complete kerfuffle? Complete chaos? Think into the back of your tongue and your soft palate once more. And as though you're drawing your bowstring, you're drawing an arrow. So your tongue and soft palate come together on an NG. As you draw that bowstring, that tension is mounting in the bowstring. You feel it happening in the back of your tongue. And you release on I. So drawing the bowstring. I. And don't let the jaw do anything. It's really about the back of the tongue and your soft palate. They come together. You feel that pressure and energy building up as you draw your bowstring. And then when you release the arrow, whoo, they spring apart. I. Try 2 in a row. I. Try 3. I. Let that go. Feel that place in the back of your mouth where your tongue and soft palate were coming together, which is the beginning of your throat. So now we're going to lengthen the neck up and back and let that throat open wide. Your jaw drops, your neck lengthens back. You lay a hand on your chest, hand up between your shoulder blades, knees soft. Let your thought drop down into your pelvis through your whole torso. And imagine today that in your pelvis is a pot of colorful paint. And it has the magical property that it can change color at will. And you imagine that there's a deep, rich purple in your pelvis. And maybe you begin to stir your pelvis as if you're stirring up that rich purple paint. And now you let that purple paint in your pelvis, Susanna, that's for you, your purple pelvic pot of paint become purple chest resonance. As if you could paint the inner walls of your ribs with your resonance, your purple paint. And stir the other way. Now bring your pelvis to stillness, but stay connected to that source. Little splatters of purple paint. And then open your eyes if they're closed and paint your ceiling with your chest resonance, that rich, deep purple. And then bounce your knees as if to bounce the paint back down into your pelvis. Drop your hands. Now bring your hands actually onto the sides of your cheeks, sides of your mouth, and begin to stir your paint pelvis once more, a little faster now. And imagine you're stirring up a pot of much brighter paint, and this is a bright blue. So brighter than the blue of my t-shirt. A real bright blue. And you're stirring that blue paint in your pelvis, and that blue paint paints the inner walls of your mouth. Bring your pelvis to stillness, but stay connected to that source. Cup your hands in front of your mouth and paint your fingers with your blue mouth resonance. And now take that blue mouth resonance and paint the walls of your home with that color paint. One more time. Lengthen your neck forward. Stir your paint pelvis one more time, a little faster. And imagine that you're stirring up a really bright yellow, like a daffodil or a sunny yellow. And that sunny yellow paint becomes your teeth resonance. As you paint your teeth with this vibration, this paint. Relax the back of your tongue. Stir the other way. Bring that pelvis to stillness, but stay connected to that source. He. So drop a little splosh of bright yellow paint from your teeth to the floor. He. Excuse me. He. He. So if you could paint your floor with little splashes of bright yellow teeth resonance. He. 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 Come back up to your mouth, paint your walls. Ha. And then drop back to the deep purple. Ha. Ha. And come up on your neck. Now blend those three colors as if you had a painter's palette and it's a rainbow of sound. Hey. Hey, hey, hey. And let that rainbow of vibration come down through one of your arms. As if your arms, the bones of your arms, is like a flexible paintbrush. And you're going to paint your walls with a rainbow of your resonance. Hey! And your other arm is a loose, flexible paintbrush. And paint your walls with chest, mouth, and teeth resonance. Hey! And down through one of your legs. Hey, hey, hey. And down through the other leg. Hey, hey, hey. Through both arms and both legs. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, everybody. Hey, what a great day. What a gray day. And so if it's gray and wherever you're at, you're going to send color into that gray sky. Hey! Hey! Come back to yourself. Hey, hey, hey. Okay, that's what we have time for today. Thank you for joining me. I hope you feel more colorful and more buoyant, and I hope you take this into the rest of your day. I'll be back tomorrow. See you then.